Hi friends, welcome to Aishudiy. Today we will learn how to make a cute bracelet. So these are the things that I am going to link with the beads. So I have here a little bit of carnelian gemstone. It's 8 millimeter and it's from Bead Box Bargains box some time ago. So I have those, and I want to use gold this time because I haven't used gold for quite a long time. So I have here 20 gauge parawire, 40 feet gold. I mean, you can use any color you want. 20 gauge is what I'm using. You can also use 18 gauge, but I tried using 18 gauge. It's a little bit difficult to actually get the loop right here. So I felt comfortable with 20 gauge and I'm happy with it. So I'm making with 20 gauge. And tools wise, you will need wire cutters, nylon jaw pliers, and this is, I think these are bell making pliers. So mandrels, different size mandrels you have here, and then you need round nose pliers, and if at all you need a needle nose or tweezer nose pliers. So these are the things that we need for. And then one more thing is our lobster claw clasp. We need a lobster claw clasp, and since I am doing a gold um, um, gold wire, I'm gonna use a gold lobster claw clasp, and this thing is from BB Craft. So I'm gonna use that. We will probably make the loop for it to hold on to, so we don't need a jump ring or so. So that's all. Gather your materials and let's get started. Snip this off, and I'm just going to keep the beads as it is, just like that. So, and then I'm going to take my 20 gauge wire, straighten it out a bit. So you can also make this 2.5 inches or 2.25 inches or 2 inches. So I am just going to take 2 inches of wire, and I'm just going to cut one more length of it too, to kind of show you guys. You can pre-cut your entire you will need at least a six, depending upon the bracelet size that you are going to make. Normal bracelet size is 7.5 inches. According to your wrist, you can adjust the length more or less. So you have to flush cut the ends. So I'm just going to flush cut these two, and then I'm just going to flush cut this too. So this is a wire cut, means cutter, and then this flat side is the side that gives you a flush end, and this side that which is curved in gives you an angled or a narrow cut. So we shall adjust this too. Just make sure all your links are on the same size and not different. So I have here some 3 pieces. So it's always when you cut it, this end will be flush and the other end will be tapering, so you need to cut a bit. And I know wire is precious and we kind of tend to save it, but then this one is very important to flush cut, and the piece comes out very nicely. And once you're cut with that, then what you need to do is take your round nose pliers and mark the loop that you want to make. Okay, where you want to make the loop, so that you have a consistent loop with a permanent marker. You can use a permanent marker to do that. And then if you start like this, then the loop will not be rounded. So when you start making the loop, you keep the end, the tip like buried inside the mandrel wherein you cannot feel it. So when you start from like that, then the loop comes really rounded, just like that. Then there's two ways to do this. One way is making a loop like a P. Don't adjust the loop and make it straight. Just go to the other end and do the loop in the opposite direction. So this is like a Q, and now we are going to make a P. So start it here and go over. And there you have your loop. So it's like this. Now what you do is take your pliers, the bail making pliers. So this is the size, the biggest size is the one that I want to use. So I'm just going to place this. This is the starting loop, the topmost loop in this pattern. So I'm just going to keep it in the middle, just like that. So just like that. So this end, this is the mandrel. I'm going to wrap it so the loop is facing towards my left, and I'm going to bend this towards my right, just like that. So and then reposition it and then make it like overlapping each other, both the loops, as much as you can. Then take it out. This is what you have. It's like a mango. Take your round nose pliers and separate these two loops just a bit. Take your round nose pliers, hold on to that loop, and then between the two mandrels, and then hold it across your index finger and then just roll it like that. That way you'll get a round. So that's one way of making it round. Okay, so this is one way, and the other way is the same way. You make a loop, and then you take the other side, again make a loop, don't make a bigger loop. Okay, so then take your pliers. Okay, this also I made it in the same way that I'm going to do the other one. Okay, so there we go, and then reposition it and then crisscross on top both the loops as much as you can. Take it outside and then just kind of bend it into the loop. That way you have it. And one more, sorry, this is one way that you can do it. The other way I'm going to explain is making the Q first, and then not making the P, but putting it in here inside the mandrel and making it come all the way here, repositioning it, making it come all the way, and I want it to be circled like that. And then what you do is you take your round nose pliers, separate this tail a little bit so that you can grab just this and not this wire, and then make a loop at the end. So you can do either way. Either way is fine. Whichever is comfortable for you, do it. In this way, you should not be putting pressure on the other side of the wire, because you will lose its shape. And once you've done this, then just roll it inside. And you can also do it with your hands. That's why I like the Roni gauge. So that's how you make it. And one more thing I forgot, you need is the bench block and So what you do is you put this on the pinch block, just lightly tap it, tap it, tap it, tap it, tap it. And then what you can do is, it'll be a little bit loud, hold the top part and then just flatten the curve a bit, just like that. Flatten this bottom part of the finding that we made. And then in order to give a texture, if you can see in my, there is a little bit of a texture in the bottom, that I achieved it by overturning the hammer to this side and then just putting like hitting it with this side. That gives you the texture. There we go. So we need to do that for uh, all the findings, and you need to make 6 of this minimum. I'll make 6 and meet you guys here. So I have made all the 6 links. I don't know if we need all the 6, but and then I have made some in between links too. For that, I'm taking the same 20 gauge wire. You can also take 18 gauge wire for this because it's not that difficult to do. So because we are not making that shape, actually we can do that thicker gauge, I guess. So let's just take 18 gauge. You can also do it with 20 gauge, no problems. So I shall take some 18 gauge and then snip off this end so that it's flush. I'm gonna see if my beads goes through. Yes, it is going through. And then about 0.5 inches or so, just bend it like this. Okay, and then take it on those pliers and roll it up. There we go. We have a nice loop here. Then what you need to do is you need to snip off the wire about this much, say. Okay, and then you need to take your nose pliers, keep it on top of your bead and then bend it a little bit, just a little bit. Take your round nose pliers and then put it inside and then roll it. Just like that, and then twist these two so that it's flat on both sides. Then you can do is you can take it, keep the bead like this, just the loop, and then just hammer it just a bit to give it strength, to give the loop the strength. So just hammer it. That's it. So if you can make, when you hammer it, it will open a bit, so go ahead and close it. The same you can do it here too. And this will be our connections. So you can do it in both ways, 18 or 20 gauge, doesn't matter. 18 gauge is better because it will hold up nicely, and because I wanted to play around with this loop, just corner it a little bit, that's why I used 20 gauge for that. So flush cut. So if you want to measure this and cut it, then I would say an inch and a quarter should be good, I think. Maybe it's less, we never know. Let's just try. Yeah, it's definitely less, I guess, but there is nothing wrong in trying. Take our round nose pliers and make a loop. And then here, so my loop is open at this side, so I'm just going to bend my wire that side. And then make a loop. So either way is fine, whichever is comfortable for you, go ahead and do it. But you need to make sure that you hammer this down too. Okay, just like that. That will come here and here, and we are almost done there. So for the final loop that we are going to connect our lobster claw clasp with, and we need a loop for that. So I'm just going to use this thinner ones for that and the thicker ones in between. So let's just do it. Open up this loop, add our lobster claw clasp. I'm having a little bit bigger lobster claw clasp so that it's easier to put it on, and open up the other loop, add it to this and close it. Okay, one, and then take the other one, open up the loop, add it to the top small loop and close the loop, and open up the other end of the bead loop, take the other finding and then put it in here and close it. Now pick up another bead loop thingy that we made. Closed. There we go. Open this up, put it on the top, then okay, close it. Open the other end up, put the other link and close it. Now take the other end, the other bead loops, open it up. When you open it, you just twist upwards or downwards, and then don't open it like this, otherwise the loop will lose its shape. Just like how you would open a jump ring. How to open and close a jump ring, I have a video in my channel. You can go ahead and watch it if you want to go over it once more. And open this loop again and add this and okay, close it. Open this one, so here we have, let's measure how long this is, and sorry, and this is about 6 inches. So we can add one more and then one more link with the bead. We can add it with this bead being the darker color. So I'll open this up, add this and close it for now. Then we have one more link to make. So I'm just going to take my 18 gauge wire and flush cut the end, add my bead inside, so this loop I'm going to make it big, so I'm just about leaving, say, 3/4 of an inch. Then taking this plier, Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to straighten this a bit like a question mark, and then I'm just going to bend the other part. And this loop doesn't have to be very big, so I'm just snipping it off like this, taking my round nose pliers and then making the loop. There we go. Then I'm just going to adjust this one right here, make it more like a question mark, and take my round nose pliers and adjust the other loop so that everything is in the straight one. Take it and then close it. So now you will hammer this loop nicely. And this one too. Okay, it will open up a little bit, so go ahead and close it, and then take your bail making pliers and close this as well. Then open this up. Sorry. Add it to this loop. Close it. Then we have our bracelet ready. There we go, pretty bracelet. Let me move all of these pliers and my bench block, and as you can see, it's very pretty. You need space to put this on, so because it's big, it's a little bit easier to put. And I chose lobster claw clasp because it feels it'll be a part of the design as well. Okay, I'm trying. Okay, this is how it looks, guys. You can put it on. Just now my fingers are a little bit fidgety, so I guess you guys like this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification. I do upload videos couple of times a week, and you can follow me on the YouTube. That's where I'm concentrating more on, even though I'm on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. So this is what I'm concentrating on. If it is a little bit wobbly like this, just make sure that you turn around. So if you can see, there we go. And once you lace on your hand, it is very pretty. You can make this with any beads you want, and the wire, you can use 20 or 18 gauge wire to make this bracelet. I hope you guys like this. You can also make a chain like this. It'll be really pretty as well. Hope you guys like this video. Leave me some comments below. I would love to hear your comments. Thank you. Bye bye.